everybody, and welcome to another week of Let's Talk. I am your host, author Dre Lett. So come on in the room so we can have a seat and let's talk. Every day, every week, you can watch my show on Facebook Live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as go back and watch all the pre-recordings, and you can also watch them on YouTube. So glad you guys could be here. You could be anywhere, and I appreciate you spending your time with me tonight. All my information is scrolling down there at the bottom. If you want to check out any of my books or a bio about me, you can go to my website, which is dtlproduct.net, or you can go on Amazon. There in both locations, you can get a full listing about my books and a bio on me. So I appreciate you once again for joining us this evening. Okay, you guys. So this Friday, I am calling it Herbal Supplements Friday. Yes, super excited. Yes, it's a twist on things. So just want, be excited to have somebody come in with a different perspective on things in terms of health and medications and things of that nature. So we've got Herbalist Bigherm Williams. He is here to give us the 411 on herbal supplements, and he's going to tell us all about his business. So Bigherm Herbal Solutions is his business. And so can't wait till he comes onto the virtual stage. He'll be on shortly. All right, you guys, and hot topics. Yes, indeed. I see some of you guys coming in the room. Get comfy, cozy, get you something to drink, and make sure you shout out where you're viewing from, because I definitely want to give you a shout out. So, but first, let's get into hot topics. Oh my goodness, you guys. First and foremost, I want to say my thoughts and prayers are going to the citizens of Ukraine. They're going through a really, really rough time. And oh my goodness, I'm just praying that this all ends. I mean, people are dying and it's just terrible. And for those of us in the United States and abroad, gas prices are soaring, food is going up, rent, all kind of, expenses that people haven't seen and cured in a long time. It's just getting to be ridiculous. First and foremost, let's get some peace. Okay, that's number one. Number two, just stop it. Just stop it. It's just ridiculous. I saw on the news yesterday where the Russians, there's an international space center up, up there, and one of our astronauts is up there. Do you know they had the nerve to take the American flag off the ship? They basically saying we're gonna leave him up here. What in the world? So we just got to stay prayed up, y'all. This is ridiculous. It's just getting to be ridiculous. In hot topics number two, yes, I'm sure some of you may have been following or may have heard about Mr. Jesse Smollett. It's been 3 years. Oh, this is a hot, hot mess. So basically, he reported that he was a victim of a hate crime back in January of 2019. And he was sentenced, I believe it was yesterday, to 150 days in jail Thursday. Yeah, yesterday. The former Empire actor, that boy could sing, and he was a good actor. Why? So basically, he was ordered to pay $25,000 fine and spend 30 months on a felony probation after being found guilty on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct for making false reports to the Chicago police. Smollett alleged that he was the target of an anti-gay and anti-Black hate crime, which a judge has deemed as false. Now, I know everybody's got their own opinions, but I'm one of these people that I follow the facts. So it looks like the facts say Jesse, you lied. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but from what I'm seeing, so y'all lift him up in prayer that hopefully he, learns his lesson and get it together and come back out and continue singing and acting, and he's very talented. So prayers for him that he, get in that space where he can get it together. All right. So in other hot topic news, as you guys know, this is Women's History Month, the month of March. So I want to share a fun fact with you. Back in the early 1900s, African Americans, it wasn't that many of us that were allowed to go to college or couldn't even afford to go to college or didn't have the resources to go to college. So there were some that did go to school up north and abroad. But in this particular case, this woman, she saw that there was a need to bring young college women together in the instance of, if you were homesick or you were short on cash or you needed some moral support or you feel like you want to drop out and go back home, whatever the case may be, she thought it would be a great idea to have a group of women just bond together and help each other through the tough times and have some fun times as well. So this fun fact is going out to Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is the oldest Greek letter organization and the first African American sorority founded on January 15, 1908 on the campus of Howard University. The sorority was founded by Ethel Hedgeman Lyle. She was a junior at Howard University, and the sorority was a manifestation of her vision to unite college-trained African American women who desired to provide service to their community. Lyle demonstrated in her committed life how African American sororities supported women to, quote, create spheres of influence, authority, and power within institutions that traditionally have allowed African Americans and women little formal authority and real power. So I thought that was amazing, and then we fast forward to 2022, there's over 320,000 members in over 1,046 chapters in 10 different countries. So, I'm just giving a big up to her, saying thank you, because she founded the first Black sorority. And I'm quite sure, I know without a doubt, it helped a lot of people stay in school. The sorority goes on to raise money for scholarships, do great, great things in the community. So just want to pay homage to her for creating the first African American sorority. There are some notable members of the sorority, of which is Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, the First Lady of the Civil Rights Movement, Coretta Scott King, an author, Toni Morrison, lawyer, journalist, writer, television personality, Star Jones, poet and author, Maya Angelou, and media entrepreneur, Kathy Hughes of Radio One. So just want to say thank you, Ethel Hedgeman Lyle of my sorority, of founding it so that young African-American women at a time when it was needed could come together and bond and form a sisterhood and do work in the community. So I thought that was cool. Okay, you guys, so moving on. Now it is time for a message from one of our sponsors. Okay, so let's play it here.
My name is Herman Williams. I'm a master herbalist, herbal practitioner. There's a difference. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't offer medical advice. I offer herbal healing advice. Okay, and as you can see, I offer a whole array of different herbs. Herbs are what helps the body to be healthy. Your body's made of minerals. Where do you get these minerals? From Mother Nature's herbs. Okay, and when you're diagnosed with high blood pressure, diabetes, you're not supposed to live with those diseases. You can reverse those things, because if you don't, if you try to manage it, it will get worse over time. Let Mother Nature reverse your disease. Give me a call, 770-714-9107. Let's have a conversation about getting you off of those meds. I don't take people off their medications, their doctors does. I just assist them in getting off.
Okay, you guys, that was a message from our sponsor. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so let me go ahead and acknowledge my Let's Talk fam. You guys tell me where you are checking in from. Okay, one of the producers, my husband, says he is watching from the man cave. Mwah. Mommy in Love is watching from Vegas. Wanda, hey girl, she is watching from Atlanta. Let's see who else is checking in. My cousin, she says, Diane, she says, TGIF, everyone, another week under our belts. Time for R&R and fun stuff. Yes, absolutely, cuz I know that's right. I just want to sleep. That's all I want to do, is just sleep. I'm so busy. Okay, and let's see, Kimberly, yeah, she was on the show. She says, great rise in the moonlight, beloved ATL Skate family in the building. Yes, turn up. Hey, lady, hey, lady. And I see some more people are watching. If you guys don't want to say anything, I totally get it. Don't be scared. I get it. I get it. And for those of you that are watching the show pre-recorded, just know that if you want to be part of the virtual live audience, you can, which is awesome because they get to chime in and ask questions live, and you can be a part of the audience, be a part of the show. So make sure you guys go to the Facebook page. Let's Talk with Author Dre Lett on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time if you want to be part of the audience. So, okay. So you guys, before I introduce my guest, I need to put a disclaimer, right? The disclaimer is that I need you guys to know that DTL Productions do not provide medical advice and therefore is not responsible for the views and or opinions of my guest or his segment. So I have to say that for legal reasons. So without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce my guest. Woo woo. Okay, there he is. Okay, so this is Herbalist Herman Williams, known as Big Herm. He is a retired sergeant from Georgia's DeKalb County Sheriff's Department as of 2014. He used to struggle with hypertension, allergies, and chronic back pain. He began studying the life and healing legacy of Dr. Sebi, a herbalist. Reading about Dr. Sebi inspired Big Herm to do lots of studying and research about herbal supplements. Today, Big Herm is proud to call himself an herbalist. So, without further ado, I'm going to bring him on in the room. You guys, give him a warm welcome. Hey, Big Herm.
Hey, how you doing, Trina? How was your day?
It was good. How was yours, sir?
Oh, it was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Each day is a new opportunity to have a great life.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Another day we're breathing above ground, right? So,
That's right. That's
that's
right.
awesome. Awesome. So, I've got some questions that people have funneled in, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to get into this interview just to see your thoughts on all of this good stuff. So, first, I want to ask, what is a master herbalist? What is that all about?
A master herbalist is a advanced level herbalist, an herbal practitioner. And it's
Mm.
not an herbal salesman. It's more of someone who has studied the science of the body and the biology of the body and the body systems, and also the biology and the science of herbs, because herbs are specific.
Wow. Okay. So I assume there's a lot of studying and all that good stuff and tests. It's not like you just went and dug in the ground and said, "Here, take this," right?
No, 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 no. Yeah, you got to close yourself up in the room by yourself many days. It
Wow.
takes, and it also takes a real desire. I have a passion for what I do. And because I have a passion for what I do, I'm able to learn a lot, dedicate a lot of time to searching information and sitting in on lectures of doctors and all those other things, and getting publications dealing with the immune system. Yep. And I've got to know over the years, I've got to know the immune system very well.
Wow, that's awesome. So, in your bio, it talks about how you had hypertension and allergies and chronic back pain. So, with you suffering from that, you just one day just started taking one of the herbs and you felt better, or how did you start taking it?
Yeah, I started researching on some of those things because the the doctors kept trying to put me on medications and everything, which had multiple side effects and all of that. And my blood pressure was high, and I had the major back pain. A lot of times, I would just have to sit down and stretch it, and and the allergies that I had. I just didn't know what to do. But I remembered what Dr. Sabi said, and I started researching what he was saying, how to heal the body. And I found out, only immune system can protect and heal the body. Only the immune system can do that.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, I'm sure that there's some that may say, no, doctors know what they're talking about. And, what's your thoughts on somebody who may have been put on prescription drugs like yourself, but they're hesitant to come off and try the herbs? What is the best advice would you give them? Does it take 30 days, 60 days?
One thing I do tell them is that you are the doctor. No one else, no one is responsible for your health and getting your body right. And doctors do a lot of great things, but unfortunately, healing the body is not part of their education. It's about symptoms, not about the cause. And unfortunately, when you are diagnosed with things like high blood pressure or diabetes, with medications, you're really going to reverse that issue because each disease that you're dealing with has a cause. And once you deal with the cause, you can eventually get yourself off the medications. But you have to play a very big part of that. And when it comes to healing the body, when it comes to disease, put it that way, food is always the mother of disease. It is the toxic, acidic foods that we're eating. Hybridized foods are all acid-based. And what does acid do when you ingest it? It eats your body at a cellular level and causes the body to produce mucus to protect itself. But over time, it accumulates too much mucus that it begins to clog and also crowd out your oxygen, which is the foundation of disease.
Wow. So how do you get rid of all this mucus that's building up in your system then?
Oh, yes, that's where good Mother Nature comes aboard. Mother Nature is pretty much paired with the body. You are natural. And so nature is the thing that heals us. And nature produces natural herbs that will cleanse the mucus from the system. But before you can reverse any condition, you got to stop doing what caused it. And usually it's something that you're eating, something you're drinking, or smoking, or something like that. And so before you can heal, you got to understand, you got to stop doing what caused it. And then you can use Mother Nature's herbs to cleanse and nourish the system. You see, because remember, you can't heal the body. Only the immune system can do that. Well, why is the immune system allowing you to have high blood pressure? It's because your immune system is compromised. The American diet is engineered to compromise your immune system.
Wow, that's deep. And I know that's controversial. Some people might, disagree. But wow, it's deep. It makes a lot of sense. So, wow, I'm kind of stumbled on that one. Have you had much success helping others reverse their health challenges? If somebody's on high blood pressure or diabetes, have you had much success with that? And if so, if you can share with us, what did you give them? What did you
Okay.
advise them to take?
All right. Well, my herbal packages that I prepare are specific to the condition that they're dealing with, whether they have herpes, high blood pressure, diabetes, lupus, gout, migraines. Like I said, herbs are specific, and one of the things that's really good for removing mucus and to nourish the body is called sea moss. And a lot of people know that. A lot of people use that. You just have to make sure you're getting that from a reputable uh, distribution place.
Okay.
me, I get all my things from the Caribbean area, like Costa Rica, Honduras, Jamaica, and places like those. I ship them in. I get my orders in bulk. They know Bigherm's Herbal Solutions because my orders are quite expensive. And also, I know the Amazon folks by name. Hey, how you doing? They're not even afraid of my little dog anymore because he just all bark with no bite.
So I would assume those countries probably don't use pesticides like we do and have all the chemicals in the ground like we do, huh?
Exactly, exactly. And yes, the thing that makes me feel so good, even today, I got a call from a lady who her daughter is suffering from just a septic system going on in her body, which means that her blood is just toxic and it's affecting a lot of different areas of her body, giving her some symptoms similar to lupus,
Oh, wow.
and she's experiencing major pain and, and it's down in Noonan, which is about an hour away from me.
Okay.
Instead of mailing it, I took it to her personally. And she
Oh,
called me about an hour ago, crying on the phone, saying that her daughter went to the restroom and something came out of her that was hideous. And
mm,
after that, she felt all 120% better, you
wow.
know. And Dr. Sabi was right. The immune system, up to 80% of your immune system is in your digestive tract.
Mm,
And the average human is walking around with up to 20 pounds of waste in their colon,
mm,
causing inflammation, which is the mother of all diseases. Every disease starts in the digestive system.
wow. Wow. So that helped her. What about any patients that you may have had that was on diabetic medications or high blood pressure medications, or have they told you they're off or
Oh yes. I've assisted even two people that are no longer getting dialysis anymore.
wow.
Yes, I have a big clientele platform. I
Oh,
have clients in Europe, Canada, the Caribbean, all around the United States, about 2,000. I have a lot of clients, and it's by word of mouth, believe it or not.
mm,
Once you know, once you know what you're doing,
mm,
people will, talk, and they would get their family members who would get, oh, I know somebody. Oh man, you on that many? I know somebody. And
mhm.
now I've got so many people, and it keeps me busy. Keeps
Wow.
me busy. And when
Awesome.
you, for instance, I'll tell you about blood pressure. High
Okay.
blood pressure. High blood pressure can come from several different sources, but the main two is from a lot of mucus that has accumulated in your circulatory system because of your diet. Okay, remember your body's alive and it will defend itself. And so the immune system, through the immune system, mucous membranes, it'll release mucus to carry out toxins from what you're eating. The mucus is a bus. Its job is to carry out toxins. But after a while of eating this acidic, toxic American diet, you accumulate too much mucus and it begins to clog things.
Mm,
Okay. And when you start getting clogging in your circulatory system, whether it's the filters of your liver or your filters of your kidneys, it'll cause your heart to have to work harder to pump your blood through the circulatory system. You
okay.
see, because you need oxygen and that blood carries oxygen. So that's what makes that heart have to pump harder again. My way of addressing situations is like this. If you have high blood pressure, I'm not going to focus on trying to slow down your heart.
Okay.
No, I'll focus on the cause of why your heart is doing that.
Okay.
And the other way that is that the toxins in the mucus is all in your circulatory system, and it becomes acidic due to the volume of acid that you're eating. And so
Mm,
the mucus becomes acidic and it begins to work havoc on your glands. And the glands that also control heart rate is the thyroid and the pituitary. Okay. And when they're toxified and getting eaten up by the acid, they can, cause your heart to inadvertently pump harder than what it's supposed to. Those are the usual cause of high blood pressure.
wow. That's deep. That makes a lot of sense, you know? We do eat very unhealthy in the United States, you know? All
Yes,
the
yes,
grease and fast food and oh my goodness. That's crazy. You guys make sure you funnel in your questions as he's talking.
yes.
Um, I'm sorry,
One
we're
more
gonna
thing. One more
sure.
thing I was going to say about the other thing that is prevalent, especially in the African American community, is diabetes.
Oh, yes.
Diabetes, yeah, diabetes happens when your pancreas is not controlling your sugar levels properly. And
Mm,
how does it do that? That same mucus that gets in your circulatory system, begins to clog your pancreas. Okay. And it can either, and when, how the pancreas controls sugar level is shooting insulin through the pancreas into the bloodstream. That's how it controls your sugar level. But if that duct is clogged with mucus, it's not going to be able to do that.
Oh.
Or remember, blood goes everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
in the workshop of the pancreas, it's called the islets of Langerhorn, which is the workshop of the pancreas. That's where it produces insulin to bring your sugar level up or down. But if that workshop is all clogged with mucus, that
Mm.
over time begins to calcify, which means harden, that's where you get the diabetes. But
Ooh.
remember, Mother Nature's herbs, they're magical to the body. They're able to get that calcified mucus out of there. But remember, step number one is you always got to stop doing the thing that caused the situation in the first place. I
Mm.
can't help you if what you want to do is eat steak and potatoes and corn and rice and drink liquor all weekend. You know, there's nothing you can do if you're going to continue to poison yourself like that.
Mhm. I understand. And it sort of makes sense because when you go back to the times of before there was fast food and grocery stores and people just ate from the land, people died, but not like we are now from heart attacks and diabetes, and because now
Yeah,
we got all
yeah.
this processed food.
Yes, even now you have diseases. People get them in their 20s that back in my day when I was a child, you didn't get those things until you were like 40, 50 years old.
Hmm.
You
That's so.
know, we're getting more chemicals and stuff in our food. And remember, our body's alive. Your body is alive and it will defend itself. And and when it does that, it produces that mucus. That's one of the ways that it does that, and to carry out those toxins.
Mm, that's deep. That's deep. Well, you know what you're talking about. I'll tell you that much. You know what you're talking about. So let me ask you this. So if with your going back to your clients, how do you do it? Do they contact you and you talk to them to find out what their lifestyles like, what their diets like, and then you go to your lab, so to speak, and you decide what herbs to put them on based on what they've given you?
Exactly. And I do. I have a lot of clients. I have over 60,000 people who see my stuff on TikTok. And also I have some on Facebook and Instagram. And you're right. They call me Doc. They said, Doc, I've got this going on. I got that going on. Man, I can't do this no more. Or they tell me, my mother's medication is $1,000 a month. We can't afford that. She really need to get off this medication. I just, okay, no problem. What's going on? And then I develop an herbal therapy package to deal with their particular health issue.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then so do you tell them stop your medication or do you let their doctor
No,
tell
no, 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 no. I always remind them, you are the doctor. Do the things that logically make sense. Like if you have high blood pressure, I
them?
tell you, make sure you have a blood pressure monitor, and you're checking yourself
Mm,
twice a day. And so while you're on the program, uh, if you get up and you check your blood pressure and it's 120 over 72, I wouldn't take any medication at that point. I never say don't take it. I always say I wouldn't take it at that point,
but
you
I'm
know.
sure you
And
direct them to their doctor and let the doctor
yes,
see.
yes, exactly. And I tell them to write down, your doctor needs a log. I said, write a log. And then you can go to your doctor and say, hey, doc, this is my blood pressure, you
Mhm.
know, and then he makes the decision to take you off medication. Now, you and him make the decision. Remember, because all he does is give you suggestions. He controls nothing when it comes to your body.
Mm, okay.
You are the ultimate decision maker.
Okay. Okay. And then and God forbid if something, they are unable to get their levels low, you just tell them that, you're not a doctor, but this is what you suggest, right?
Right, exactly. I always tell them, always work with your doctor. I am not a doctor. I don't offer medical advice. I don't get into medications and stuff like that. I don't
Mhm.
do that. I let them doctors do that. What I do is I offer them herbal alternatives of healing, you
Mm.
know. And so far, batting 1,000. I haven't had anyone yet that said, "Hey, man, it didn't work."
That's
Nah,
awesome.
No one has came back for that yet. Herbs have always been the body's way of healing, the body's medicine for thousands of years.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And the way I see it is like, when you go in the mall, you see that GNC store where the guys going, they got all these vitamins and all these additives and all this stuff guys can take to, lift weights and whatnot. It's almost like with your stuff, herbal, it's a supplement. It's another alternative
Yeah.
to.
Yes, exactly. But I do tell people, understand that your body's not made of vitamins. Your body is actually made of minerals. All
Mm,
right. Yeah, and you have to watch those things. Your body is made of 102 minerals, and
okay.
Mother Nature provides all of that thing. Your body never needs help. It just needs you to stop toxifying it. It
Mm,
just needs to stop poisoning it. That's all it needs for you to do. It don't need your help. Nothing you can do to the immune system to help the immune system other than remove the things that is compromising your immune system. That's it. And then and the immune system is programmed, is created to heal your body. It doesn't need your help. It needs you to stop doing the things that gives it,
wow.
challenges.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you guys, let's take a look at some of the comments and see what some of the folks are saying. I saw some questions come in, and I'm gonna go down the list here. Okay, so somebody said my uh natural path showed me how what you can eat impact your health and how you can feel. So they're saying definitely that's true. Somebody said, what if it's inherited? Like, what if you inherited high blood pressure? Like, so.
Me personally, I don't
Mhm.
believe in inherited diseases. I believe that diseases run in families due to the foods that you're eating. That's what
Mm,
I believe. I believe that nature created each of us perfectly. And a lot of times we have to do with that. Even if you're born with certain diseases, like let's say you're born with sickle cell or type 1 diabetes, I believe it comes from the diet that your parents were on. Because remember, you are what you eat. So if you're in the womb and your mom's eating mashed potatoes and gravy and macaroni and cheese and and all that, then that's what your body's going to be made of, and there's going to be some issues.
okay, so you're saying that that baby can be born and definitely have that
Hmm. Yeah.
problem.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so in
And,
that regard, they definitely have to treat it. They're just
right. Yeah.
born.
Well,
Okay.
actually, no. I've had in in my experience, I've been able to normalize people's sugar level who had type 1 diabetes. And
Okay.
they say, well, doc says that, all you can do is try to manage it. And I'll take that challenge. I said,
Okay.
let's get on this program. And sure enough, the sugar level normalized and to where the doctor took them off medications.
Okay.
And yeah, exactly. I don't theorize. If I know something, I'll say, hey, I know what that is. If I don't, I have to do some research. Just tell you I don't know. But even like I said, dialysis. Any person who's on dialysis will tell you that the first thing they tell you is that when it gets to that point, there's no reversal. You're pretty much going to be on dialysis for the rest of your life. Well, try to tell that to the one, two, three people that are no longer on dialysis machine.
Wow. Wow, that's a blessing. Oh my goodness. Okay. So
Yeah,
let me
and
go
I
down
and I keep my receipts.
to
And they get very upset at their doctors because they say, they're like, man, you told me.
Oh.
you know, and labs don't lie. Remember, I don't have a lab. So they go get their labs checked, and hey doc, what's going on?
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, somebody said they're on a cleanse right now to remedy some things.
Yes,
Somebody
that's
said,
awesome.
mm-hmm.
That's
And this
awesome.
person, they want to know red wine, is it good or bad? Because you hear about red wine's good for the heart, then you hear like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts on red wine is this: it's got a lot of preservatives and everything else in there. It's not just natural grapes that's been fermented. No, it's actually got some salts in it and stuff like that. And what happens with salt? Just like insulin is a salt. And what salts do is pull moisture from your body, especially from your arteries and from your nerves and stuff. And that's what causes nerve damage over time. That's why I tell people about drinking alcohol and stuff like that, because that is really going to cause you some nerve damage, just to get even lead to a stroke over
Oh,
time. And ain't nothing wrong if you have a glass of wine, one little glass of wine from time to time, that's not going to hurt you now. But if you are a wineaholic, you know, yeah, it can cause some problems, because you
Mm,
also got to add it with all the other things that you're drinking and eating, which have salt in it.
wow. Okay. Somebody wanted to know, what can you do for hair growth? What is good to flush your veins?
Ah, excellent. Like the other person was doing, a nice detox would be
Okay.
good, especially a fasting detox or whatever like that, and to change up that diet. Nature has created us to be plant eaters. That's why they call nature Mother Nature, because that's who feeds us.
Mhm.
That's who supplies our nourishment and our foods. We don't eat from Mother Nature. We eat meats, dairy, starches, sugar, which are all acid based,
Yeah.
okay, and causes, disease. But with that, and also, flushing your system and everything, and also taking herbs. So remember, your body's made of minerals, you
Okay.
know, and so just taking the correct minerals, especially like sea moss, is a good thing. And also burdock root is also good, um, and that really can help cleanse and nourish the blood.
Okay. Okay. So this is the last question. So you guys make sure if you're watching this pre-recorded, still put in your questions in the comments, and I'm sure Big Irma go back and read the comments and address them, and you can contact him directly. So let's see here. Here's another one. Someone said true healing is on the other side of your fork. What type of diet do you suggest? Oh boy. That's a good
Exactly. That
one.
person hit the nail right on the head. Healing is always at the end of the fork.
Mm,
Just eating those foods that nature created for us to consume. Unfortunately, in America, it's kind of difficult to do because America is very capitalist. And, um, things like beets, celery, spinach, collard greens, corn, rice, um, oatmeal, grits, all those things I mentioned never came from Mother Nature. Those are hybrids and they're acidic. And they also help to break down your digestive system and put a lot of acid in your blood. Okay, but the things, if anyone's interested, they can call me. I have a whole list of Mother Nature's foods that they created for us to consume. Okay, because that's always number one when it comes to healing the body. Stop eating those acidic based, I call them Franken foods. Yeah, stop eating those acidic based Franken foods, and then also cleanse and nourish the body. Because even after you stop eating those Franken foods, you got to cleanse out the body of all that mucus that is accumulating and clogging up everything. You know, and Mother Nature has specific herbs that would do that very well. Would do
oh,
that very, very well, and also unclog that digestive system.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, here's a question. They said, one last question, I promise, because I know you feel bombarded, but this is good stuff. This is good stuff. They said they don't really like water. What can they put in the water to make it taste good? That's
Oh,
healthy.
the best water that I believe is natural spring water because it has the word natural before it. Remember, returning to Mother Nature. And
Okay.
so what I do is I get some key limes. See, there's two different limes. There's the Persian lime and the key limes. The Persian limes are actually hybrid. That's why it don't have no seeds, okay? And they're acid based.
Okay.
Key limes have seeds in it, and they're very alkaline. I cut those up and I put it in my water, and I also get some ginger root. Okay, and I
Mm,
cut that ginger root up and I put it in my water, and it has a nice, interesting taste to it. I like
okay.
the taste to it, so it takes away the bland taste.
Of water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And your body loves it because Ginger root is very good for your digestive system.
Okay.
Very ginger is very good for that.
Okay. Okay. We got a little time left. Okay. I promise this is the last one. So somebody wanted to know, give an example. If you feel comfortable sharing your personal diet or of someone else, give example. What is good to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Because you mentioned no oatmeal, no rice, no beans. What would you suggest for those 3 meals?
People always ask that. When I tell them what they can't eat, they're like, "Well, what can I eat?" And I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, me for my personal thing, I eat fruits in the morning. I eat. I
Mm,
live in Atlanta, Georgia, so we have a farmers market called the Calves Farmers Market. All of you in the Metro Atlanta area, the Calves Farmers Market. I can find seeded grapes, grapes with seeds in it.
mm.
Also some strawberries. Also mangoes. That's what I like. And even some apples, you know. And that's my breakfast. Uh, with plenty of water with my key lime and ginger root in it, and I'm fine. And then, see, you're not supposed to eat on a schedule, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. No, you just eat whenever your body's, telling you it wants some nourishment. And for
Okay.
dinner, I like it. One of my favorite meals is like um, some rice, some wild rice, and also some garbanzo beans and some portobello mushrooms. Cut it up in there. So the portobello mushrooms kind of taste like meat. So I
Okay.
like them. I like those mixed up together, like that. And it has to be wild rice, 100% wild rice, because they'll try to fool you and put wild rice blend. No, you don't want that. You want 100% wild rice.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
That's cool. And so you don't eat lunch at all?
Lunch? No,
No.
I just eat when I just eat. I nibble pretty much all day. A lot of times I'll work until maybe about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I
Mhm,
have I have lots of clients in the Atlanta metro area, so I like to
mhm,
be able to get out of the house and I'll deliver some of those.
mhm.
And in my car, I have a baggie full of mangoes. That I'll cut it
Okay.
up. I have my cherries. I have some plums, or something like that. And that's what I do. I sip on my water and snack on my grapes and my
Mhm.
mango slices. So I don't eat at a certain,
Time.
not at
Yeah.
all.
What about
Sometimes.
somebody that works in an office? What about somebody that works in an office where, they at lunchtime, everybody goes to lunch. What would you
Oh,
recommend
okay.
somebody?
I
Yeah.
would recommend preparing your meals at home and just bringing it with you. And lunch, see, it's a whole different way of eating. You actually have to train your palate to
Okay.
be able to, take those things. And also, I like pasta too, which is not starch pasta, but I remember pasta's made from grains and it's got to be natural grains. So I like the pasta made out of garbanzo beans or a thing called kamut, a grain called kamut.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And you can find those in a lot of your supermarkets, you know. And
Wow.
also I love turnip greens.
Oh, is turnip greens good? It's good?
Yeah, turnip greens, turnip
Yes.
greens. Turnip greens made the cut. Not collards. Collards,
Okay.
mm-mm. Nah, not collards,
What,
but
what
turnip
about some
greens made the cut.
what
Hmm?
about some cornbread with your turnips? Can you eat cornbread with the turnips?
Yeah, you can. If you could make it, naturally, you definitely can.
Okay, okay.
Uh, Exactly. And
This is
sometimes I like to go to Wendy's and order me a salad, you
okay.
know, and I tell them to take out don't no cheese. I don't want any cheese on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
that sounds good. Oh my goodness, this is good
exactly.
stuff.
And on the weekends, I can cheat a little bit. I'll take my wife out, and we'll get uh, some baked chicken or baked fish with some vegetables. But my drink is always water.
Okay.
My
Okay.
drink is always water. I look at them sometimes and they're like, "Oh, he's ordering water. That means he must don't have much money." I'm like, no, I'm drinking water because,
Stay
I have to,
healthy.
yeah, I'm trying to be healthy, but I get some grilled fish, grilled chicken, and some vegetables,
Okay.
like that. Yeah, only on the week. I give myself that permission one day out of a week in one meal. And like, for instance, on Saturday, I'm not going to
Mhm.
eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner meat. No, no, no. I have to pick one of those meals that I can have some meat.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's always going to be either grilled fish or grilled chicken.
No bacon.
No bacon.
Yeah.
No, no
Okay.
bacon. No,
Okay.
no.
I love bacon.
Mm.
That's my
And,
weakness.
and even once in a while, I may even get some pancakes. You
Okay.
know,
Well,
but
pancakes
it's no, 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 no. And remember, it's all in um, how much you do of it. Because
okay.
my diet is 97% alkaline.
Okay.
I have,
Okay.
it's that 3% I get to whatever I want.
Wow.
I may even stop and get me some KFC, you know, but
Okay.
I can only do that once a quarter.
Okay.
You
Got you.
see,
That's your
right? So you
treat.
exactly that's my treat, and say I can have it once a quarter.
Okay.
You know,
Oh my goodness. And Big Herm, so many questions are coming in. So make sure you go back after the fact. A lot of people watch the show days after. So make sure you go in and look at the questions. And you guys, Herman, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you if they got questions or want to solicit your business and that kind of
okay.
thing.
Well, my website is Big Herm's Herbal Solutions with an S on solutions .com. And to reach me, you can always just send me a text message at 770-714-917. For example, send a little text message. Hey, Mr. Williams, this is Bob. I've been dealing with high blood pressure. I want to know what supplements I need to get off this medication. Please, call me at your earliest convenience. That way I give them back, because trying to call me, not going to be a good day, because I got so many people that are trying to reach me and stuff, and I won't be able to get any work done. I would be always on the phone.
I understand. I understand. Well, I appreciate you coming on because, so many questions about herbals and herbs and should I take it? Should I not? And I think that's wonderful to always have a supplement, something different, So I do
Oh yeah.
appreciate you.
One more thing, and
Sure.
one thing I offer is a herbal supplement pack for
Oh,
those who are healthy and don't have any health issues, and they just want to stay healthy. What
hmm
I do is I give them raw elderberries,
oh,
crushed, yeah, grind it up and put in veggie capsules, and also a sea moss mixture of burdock, bladderwrack, and sea moss,
okay.
which is a very nutrient dense. I mean, has a lot of minerals in it, and
Mhm.
also nettle, which is a excellent blood cleanser. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I have that, and I have a lot of people that order those things. So instead of going to the supermarket and getting Centrum or Men's Health or anything, because those things are not good. They're toxic to the body. The body is designed and only to accept what comes from its mother. Okay. And
Mhm.
even if you're taking pills like vitamin C or iron or zinc, which are good things for the body, but you have to follow the law of nature. It has to come from Mother Nature. And what happens is the nature's natural plants reach down with its deep roots and wrap around the rock and absorbs the minerals in the rock in a process called iontharophoresis. And then pre-digest those minerals and offers it to you in the form of a fruit or a vegetable or a
Mhm.
herb. You
Okay.
you cannot go beyond around Mother Nature and to the rock and get it yourself. And unfortunately, that's what's in your pharmacy and your supermarkets is oxide. That is oxide. Your body will not assimilate oxide. It has to be iron fluorine, which
Okay.
comes through a plant.
Wow, that's deep. Sounds like he knows what he's talking about, you guys. Definitely. So, any closing remarks, Big Herm, on in terms of what you want to share with the audience before we
Yeah.
close out?
One thing, I really love healing people, and I thank everyone that's I've been able to help and assist in their health journey. And one thing I don't want people to do is don't wait until you're sick before your health becomes important to you, because it can get very, very expensive when you do that. You got to understand, you may have to learn to like some things that you don't like to eat, but you have to learn to eat for health and not just for taste. We live to eat instead of eating to live. And
Mm,
that's our problem. And then we develop these issues, and sometimes, it can be very catastrophic, but don't wait until you're sick before your health becomes important to you. And I'm always open for just for a talk. I don't charge anything, just for a 5 minute talk or whatever like that. You want to know what you might some options that you may want to have as far as your health is concerned. And I love to have that conversation to get people on the right track, because a lot of people are following things that they've heard is good, but they don't understand the body is only situated to take what nature offers it. For instance, garlic. They say you have high blood pressure, take garlic to bring it down. Yes, garlic will bring it down because garlic is so acidic that it eats up all the plaque in the arteries. But it doesn't stop there. That garlic begins to eat your arteries.
Oh, God.
Yes, see, that's what I want to be able to reach out to people and get them on the right track. I want them healthy. I love doing what I do.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on Let's Talk. I learned something tonight. I appreciate you so much, because you're right. You see and hear and read so much on the internet and social
Mhm.
media, and it's good to know that you've studied it. You continue to study it, and you know what you're talking about. So
Yes.
I appreciate you so much for coming on Let's Talk. You guys make sure you funnel in your questions. He's going to go back after the fact and answer it. So thank you so much, sir, for coming on Let's Talk.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye
You
bye.
too. Bye bye now.
All right. That was awesome, you guys. Just to get a different take on things in terms of health, and what to take, what not to take. And I totally that is one thing I do agree with your diet. But I gotta, it's a disclaimer again. I just want you guys to know Detailed Productions do not provide medical advice, therefore is not responsible for the views and opinions of Big Herm's Herbal Solutions or his segment. But I do believe that diet is definitely important. So just want to thank my guests for coming on and giving a different viewpoint on how to stay healthy, herbal supplements. So, and you guys have his information if you want to reach out to him. Okay, so as we close out the show, again, thank my guest, Big Herm from Herbal Solutions, for coming on. And as we close out the show, as I said earlier, we're celebrating Women's History Month during the month of March. And this is a quote that I saw that I thought was super cool. And it goes on to say, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. I'll repeat it for those in the back of the room who didn't hear. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. And that is a quote from Shirley Chisholm. I think that's amazing. You can apply that to your life in any regard, in a relationship, a job, a business. Just make sure you keep pushing. Don't give up. Bring your folding chair and make your way, and do what just don't give up, basically. So I love that quote. So as I tell you guys every week, do one good thing for one person each day, and you can affect 365 lives. You guys stay safe out there. Love on one another, open a door for somebody, pray for the citizens of Ukraine, pray for each other, and just do what is right. So you guys, again, like I said, if no one's told you that they love you, know that I love you, and I can't wait to see you back here next week on Let's Talk. And with those words, I'm out.